you do a lot. I know a bunch of you do. I know Judy does. I don't know exactly what everyone does, but I know, Tony, when you take a listing, you knock it out of the park. So let's talk on that. And right now, I think you're muted. So tell me about what you were thinking, and let's talk through that.
So on the commission split, I know I've had some agents who have seen on the closing statement that the other agent got 4% or 3%, and they accepted 2 or 3% on their side, and they get a little upset. And so how, do you have that conversation with the other agent? Hey, by the way, on the sheet, you're going to see a little bit more because I did these extra services to prevent that kind of.
So great question. So I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to draw through this, or talk through this with Tony right now. Okay. So Tony, for all intents and purposes, what do you say? You charged like 8 and you kept, did you charge 7, 8? Let's just give us a number, and it can be arbitrary if you want it to be.
So I've never charged a different amount to the other agent, or the seller hasn't, but let's just say 6%, and the other person got 2% and I got 3. So it's,
oh, that'd be 5.
Or I'm sorry, 4 and.
Okay, we'll use 4 and 2. So 4 to the seller agent and 2 to the buy agent.
Right.
So, and the reason you're doing this is because you're doing additional services. We're seeing a lot of this. We are. It's a tough conversation to have, because really what I would do, Tony, is change how you're doing about it. So I'm going to role play the future.
Okay.
I'm role playing the future to you guys. In the future, you can offer instant offer, traditional sale, and I would actually start doing this today. So if you're ready, just dive in. If you're not ready, tiptoe in. And then concierge, this is coming soon. You don't have this yet. I'm going to tell you that you have 3 different ways to list, and you have 3 different commission models to choose from. Okay. So we're going to kind of play around like Tony. So first, you want to tell them they can have an instant offer, which you're going to go to Keller Offers today with their permission and get them an offer just so they can see it, and with the easy button, you know, and I'm not going to go too deep into that because you need to get training on that, certification on that, to be able to do it. But for those of you that have gone through it, you know what I'm talking about. Like, no stress, you pick when you leave, you know exactly what the bottom line is. You don't have to worry about the market. You don't have to worry about people tramping through your home. You don't have to worry about COVID. Okay, so that's that. And then there's the traditional sale, meaning that I am going to be your realtor. I'm going to get it staged. I'm going to get professional photography, your usual shtick. Okay, that's that one. And then concierge is, what if I could show you by putting like $3,000 to $5,000 in the home, I could get you 20 to 30 more. Would that be of interest to you? And let's just say maybe you don't have the money or the energy to do that. There's the concierge program that'll help me get that coordinated and financed for you and done, and you can pay us back at closing. So that's concierge, that's coming soon. But in the future, you guys, the listing appointment of the future is that first, and you choose your own adventure. And you may have interest in looking at the instant offer and talking traditional, or you might talk traditional and talk concierge, but you're going to give them the option of all 3. Then let's just say they pick traditional, and you say, okay, now you have 3 choices. You can get the 5%, the 6%, or the 7%. And what you're going to do is you're going to talk about the importance of making sure that there's enough commission on the buy side to get enough, to get the showings you need, and to get the agent to work hard on the other side of the deal for yours. And so that would probably be around 3%. And so you have whatever's left. And yet, this might be no extras, I'll call it. I don't want to say limited service because that's not how we are. No extras. It's just photography, no drone, no Matterport, no floor plan, no staging, just the plain Jane basic photos. Then you might charge 6% for base extras. And then for those of you that actually do staging plus, I'll just call it, you might charge 7. Now, if you come in this way, right, and say, what do you want? Then you bring up the point of you still need to give the buy side enough, or you might not get what you need for attention from the buy side. Fair? And so you say, okay, if you choose 5, I'm going to have to go 2.5, 2.5, because the truth is I still have to pay Uncle Sam. Okay, I still have to pay my broker. And truth be told, whatever's left is covering my expenses first, and the rest is profit. Now, right now at 2.5%, I have to cut some expenses, or I actually will lose money listing your home. So what services do you want me to cut? And the truth be told, your first showing is online in this market more than ever before. And if we don't bring it maybe up to 6, my fear is that, and that would be more like 3 and 3, you're gonna miss out on a feeding frenzy or maybe a bidding war that would drive the price up. And actually, if I'm gonna make those extra expenses, I just wanna warn you, I take those on my side because I have all that extra expense. The buy side has no expense. And when you explain it like that, they're like, interesting. Okay, now I get it. So you've got to unpack it to explain the cost. Now, to an agent, so let's just say I'm the buyer's agent in this, and Tony's the listing agent, and I'm getting 2.5, and she's getting 3.5, or 3, and I'm getting 2.5, right? I might be a little miffed, right? The truth is, that's common on closings to see. First of all, you're seeing it a lot. You're seeing a lot of 2.5s. So I don't think you need to apologize for it. However, if it's 4 and 2, Tony, I would potentially address it with the agent before closing and say, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I did staging, all kinds of added services for this. So I don't want you to be bummed out when you see what I'm getting paid. But it was all ancillary additional services that I made an investment in. And just address it that simply. But do you guys see how you could unpack that in a couple different ways? Now I went 2 minutes over, and I apologize, but this is a little taste test of 10 o'clock. And that's why I feel like every agent, especially our top listing agents, need to almost revisit all of this, because this is really going to be the future. And you're going to run into this more and more and more. And if you can't do it like I do it, and let's be honest, when's the last time I went on a listing appointment? A long time ago. So if you need to dust off the rust a little, I think we almost need to have like practice sessions with each other, maybe put you guys in Zoom rooms just to kind of practice a little on how you would say it, because I think we all need to back up a little. And this is probably one of the most important conversations we start having. Now, my class at 10, I'm bringing in Redfin and the guy down the street in your neighborhood that does 1% listings that we all have. I'm going to bring that into this class, but that's just a taste test of what I'm going to cover at 10. So if you are struggling with this is common right now, and I want you all to know that we'll be recording it, and I'll have Andrew put it up on the YouTube, Ubaldini YouTube channel. It'll probably be late today or tomorrow, if you would benefit from some more training on this. Does that make sense?
It's on the Jessica Fox coaching site, or?
It's ubaldinitraining.com is the link, and I just posted it on our Facebook because we couldn't get Kevin asked like 30 agents, and nobody wanted to do this panel because they are feeling the pressure themselves, and many of them are just folding and being like, fine, I'll take 5, and I'm like, oh no, you're giving up your profit, and yet it's all about how you explain it and educate. So if any of you could benefit from this is going to be something we're going to be talking a lot about. Just join me at 10 or watch the training after. And if you guys want me to dig deeper into this and do maybe a practice session where maybe I role play it and then break you into groups of 2 in little Zoom rooms to play around and practice, we can get a practice session even on the calendar in the next couple weeks if you would benefit. So let me hear what you think after the class. And if this is something you think would be beneficial, let me know. I'm happy to do it. Does that make sense? Any feedback on that? I mean, I don't want to waste time on trainings if you don't feel they're valuable. And at the same time, I see the commissions just drop and drop and drop and drop right now.
Jess, I think you brought up some amazing points, and really flipping it around on the seller and saying, well, yeah, sure, I can charge a lower fee, but in the end, it's going to reflect on how many showings you get on your property and the quality of those buyers. So kind of putting it back on them. I love that. I wish I could have just like written down every word you said and memorized it. That was great. It was great.
Well, and that's the thing is we just got to break it down. I learned that 6% with $6 bills from Floyd Wickman Sweat Hogs about 20 years ago, guys. And when you explain commission like that, because they don't understand how we're paid, you guys. Buyers don't understand how we're paid. They just think we're magically nice and we like driving them around. Let's be honest, right? So do you explain to a buyer how you're paid? You should be. You should run at that. You should explain that. And the truth is you're going to need to even on the buy side because you got Redfin on your tail too. So I'm going to cover that at 10. I'm happy to break this down and do some breakout sessions and some practice on this, because if we ask 30 of our top agents to be role models and they're all like, I don't know, I think I should be taking that class, that's a clue to me that this is something you guys are all hitting and running into. And I can see it in the numbers. And you guys are giving away profit slowly, and it's not 1%, it's a 33% pay cut. And you deserve the money, yet you're getting so many outside pressures as well, and I know it. And yet if you just learn how to educate on this one thing before you even dive into your, what you do for them, they feel very educated, and you're having a really powerful conversation about their equity. And really at the end of the day, do they want the guy down the street with the 1% postcard that keeps sending them postcards? Or do they want someone that just had a conversation like that to explain it to them and bring up the gaps in that plan? And you know what? If after that whole conversation, they still say, yeah, but I just sold 3 homes with you, June, and I really need a help on this, fine, then give a discount, but maybe it's 0.5%, not say instead of a 33% pay cut, how about I take a 10% pay cut? You can do that. But think about it. And what if you negotiate back? And will they respect you for being a phenomenal negotiator when you're the one representing them? Yeah. This is the biggest asset of their life typically. It's a big deal. So I'm sorry I went a few minutes late. I hope you got some value today. And Donna, did we give you enough mojo to get your day going? Good. It's Wednesday. Whoop, whoop. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your day. And for those of you that want to jump on at 10, I'll see you. Otherwise, we'll definitely record it for you. And if you'd like more, just let us know. We need to hear from you what you want for training so that we give you the right stuff. So reach out if you want more on commission. Talk to you guys later.